Dança mami criola, cola na mim, pensa na passata, coladeira. Dança mami criola, cola na mim, pensa na passata, coladeira. Sabura ela na nos terra Cabo Verde, lá não tá sentindo meio nos tradição. Sabura ela na nos terra Cabo Verde, lá não tá sentindo meio nos tradição. Dança mami criola, cola na mim, pensa na passada, sabe, no coladeira. Dança mami criola, cola na mim, pensa na passada, sabe, no coladeira. La nostra Cabo, la nota sentita meio nos tradição. La nostra Cabo, la nota sentita meio nos tradição. Chega na mi bobeira tão forte que vamos sentir calor de bom morinha ao Cabo Verde. Chega na mi bobeira tão forte que vamos sentir calor de bom morinha ao Cabo Verde. Sabura ela na nos terra Cabo Verde, lá não tá sentida meio nos tradição. Sabura ela na nos terra Cabo Verde, lá não tá sentida meio nos tradição.
Hi, thanks for joining us for the Moonballs instructional video. We're going to take you step by step through all the moves from the most basic through advanced. So good luck learning the tricks and we hope you have a great time with it. We're going to get started with lesson 1, doing just what I'm doing right now. This is called jump rope. Now what we should do is start just with one hand first and learn how to hold the ball properly. So keeping your elbow in, loop the strap to your forefinger or your pointer finger and keep your wrist and your finger loose and sort of your palm up like mine is and just start swinging the ball in a forward motion. Now just make sure you keep your wrist loose and your palm up and your elbow in. Once you're comfortable with that, switch over to the other side. Try it with the other hand. Now make sure the ball is pointing forward, not across or down like that. So once you've got that on both sides, pick up the other ball. Start swinging just a bit. Just like a jump rope. Now make sure you don't reach your hands out really far like that. The idea is to always keep your elbows in close to the body and the ball swinging parallel. Okay, so now we're going to move on to what we call staggered, and here's how it looks. So all you need to do for this, start from jump rope, and just adjust the rhythm slightly. Okay, so once you've got that down, you feel comfortable that you can keep your rhythm and not hit your leg. What you want to do is start from jump rope again, and we're going to learn propeller, and this is how it looks. Move into staggered. Move the hands close together, and this is propeller. Okay, so let's try that with me. Start from jump rope. Now staggered. Now don't change your rhythm, but just move your hands in closer together. Keep it nice nice and slow. You want to try to do all these tricks nice and slow. That's how you're able to maintain your control. Okay, now practice going back and forth from jump rope to propeller and back. It's just a very subtle movement of the arms. If you can just see, all I'm doing is going like this. You don't want to reach out. You don't want to have too much movement in the arms, just your forearms. Okay, so that's it for lesson 1. We're going to come back to this in a later lesson and learn some really cool tricks with it, but now we're going to move on to something else. Okay, so now we are ready for lesson 2. Here's where the fun starts. We're going to learn what we call figure 8, and this is the basis for the primary Moonballs move, which we'll get to in a moment. Here's how it looks. Okay, so to begin, we're going to start again with just one arm. Start swinging the ball in that forward motion we learned in lesson 1. And then cross the ball over to your other side for 1 rotation. So now try to do 1 on each side. 1, 1, 1, 1. And just back and forth in a nice smooth motion. Now make sure that you're reaching your hand almost to your hip over here. You don't want to reach out over here. Bring it in close to this hip. Okay, and then you're going to practice that on the other side with the other hand. Okay, until you feel like you have that comfortably. Now the trick is to combine both moves, each hand, at once, and that'll give you the figure 8. Now it's important to start properly. Start from jump rope, and then move into staggered. Now this is how you're going to start. Take your dominant hand, so if you're right-handed, we're going to move the right hand under your left arm, and then back. Right under left. If you're left-handed, you're going to go left under right. Left hand under right arm. There you go. Okay. Now practice just doing that just once for a moment until you get the motion down. And then try to make it a continuous motion. Just keep crossing that one arm under the other. Okay, now the hard part is to get your non-dominant hand to lead. So if you're right-handed, now you're going to try to cross your left arm under your right arm. Here's how that would go. Okay, so now what we're going to do with the figure 8 is we're going to learn the primary Moonballs move, which is double figure 8. Here's how it looks. Now what this is a combination of both figure 8s that you just learned. Here it is slowed down. If you can look closely at my hands, you'll see how they're crossing. One over the other. Okay, so here, we'll get you started with this. We're going to do what we did before, this back and forth thing with one change. You're going to do 2 rotations on that opposite side of your body. So 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. And then try it with your other hand. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. Okay. So, don't move on until you can do that perfectly. And once you can do that perfectly, here's the tricky part. Just going to have to keep trying till you figure out how to put that all together. but I can tell you that it's a constant crossing where the left is over right, right is over left, left over right, right over left. Can't tell you much more for this move, so good luck. But once you get over this hump, everything becomes much easier. This is the hardest thing you're going to learn in this lesson. And that's it for lesson 2. Okay, we are ready for lesson 3. In lesson 3, we are going to learn everything we just did in reverse. Here's what I mean by that. Stop the balls from going forward. Now make them spin backwards, this way. Okay, so just go through all the things in lesson 1. You might rewind the tape and just follow all the same instructions in reverse. So I'll just show you what it all looks like. Here's jump rope, staggered. Now be careful with propeller, because it's easy to hit yourself in the head, so you might want to skip that one. That's how it looks anyway. Okay, now on to figure 8. It's the same motion. Exact same motion, only it's just reversed. Okay, now here's double figure 8. Now all this is very important to later learn, for example, how to turn in a circle, which we'll get to later. Okay, so that's it for lesson 3. Okay, now on to lesson 4. In this lesson, we're going to learn dragonfly and butterfly. We'll start with dragonfly. This is how it looks. Okay, there it is. So, to begin, we're going to have to learn with one arm for a little while here. You're going to start spinning with just one hand in front, as if it was just propeller with one hand. And then you're going to toss your arm over your head. Now this is a very simple movement. You just have your hand right in front of your face, and then it just moves to behind your neck. So from your nose to your neck, from your nose to your neck. It's all in the wrist. All in the wrist. This is the motion I'm doing. So here it is. Just keep trying. And try to get it so you can do a continuous motion. One rotation on each side. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Make sure you're not swinging your arm out over here. You might even want to try just circling behind your back just to get that motion that the ball is going from north to south rather than sort of around in a circle like this. Okay. Then you're going to try it with the other hand. And once you can get both hands pretty comfortably, then you're ready to put it all together. Here's how the other hand will look. Same thing. Okay, so here's how we begin to put it together. Start with jump rope, then go to staggered. Then bring the hands close in like propeller. Now with just one hand, whatever your dominant hand is, throw it over your back once and back. Over the head once and back. Okay, and then try to do it more continually. Try with the other hand. Once you can do that, you're going to put it all together. Now, you don't have to get this one down in order to move on to butterfly. You might try each at the same time, you know, switching back and forth, whatever you prefer. But here's what butterfly looks like. It's the same motion behind the head, only in sync. There it is. Okay, so here's how we're going to start. Start with jump rope, then staggered, then come into propeller. Now, here's the tricky part. You need to adjust your rhythm. I'll do that again. Jump rope, staggered, propeller, adjust the rhythm. Okay. Now, look closely at my hands here. They're close together but not crossed. You're going to get in trouble if you try to cross them. And one hand is slightly above the other. So as my fingers are circling, one is higher than the other. Now, we're going to throw both behind the head, and the hands cross in back maybe slightly, where they come close together. And that's how it looks. Now just practice going back and forth, forward and back. Okay, so that's it for lesson 4. Good luck. Okay. Okay, before we move on to the advanced section of the instructional tape, we're just going to throw in a few little quick tricks here, and I'll just quickly show you. One of them is called the helicopter, where you start from staggered and you reach all the way behind your back, keeping your elbows straight, bringing your hands pretty close together but not too close, and bending over forward, and just keeping that same motion going. I'll do it once more. Okay, so have fun with that one. That one's pretty self-explanatory. Now the other one we're going to try is called crossover. It's similar to figure 8, except for the balls are going to move in sync. Your hands are moving in sync. It's almost the same, but your wrists kind of bend over a little bit at this point, so they're like this. So you might want to just try and stand there like that for a second, see how that feels. Just make sure you start from jump rope and cross them over. And you can even throw in another circle in front like that. Okay, so those are just a few little quick tricks that you can watch the video and try to figure out. Now we're going on to lesson 5 and the advanced portion. What we need to learn now is how to switch from the forward rotation to the reverse rotation. Starting with the most basic, which is jump rope. You're facing in one direction. Try this with me right now. And then switch your body to face the other direction so the balls go in reverse. And then back in the other direction, like east to west. And then try to put it in a continuous motion. So basically, reversing the direction of your body automatically reverses the rotation of the balls. And then try to go in circles doing the same thing. And then you can move on to just only moving the top half of your body. You don't really have to move your feet. You do it mostly with your shoulders. Your shoulders are the things that move. Okay, once you can get that, we're going to also do this with a double figure 8. So here's how that looks. Facing this way. Now I'm going to turn. Now I'm doing reverse figure 8. I'll do it this way so you can see better. Forward figure 8. Reverse figure 8. Now back to forward figure 8. And into reverse figure 8. You can also go in a circle. I'll go this way. Just keep turning, and with every turn, the balls switch rotation. Forward to reverse. Forward to reverse. Forward, reverse. Okay, so that one you're just going to have to maybe keep rewinding the video and figure that out. There's not much more I can explain with that one. However, there is one neat thing you can also do with that. Once you've learned the forward-reverse thing, this is how it looks. Looks like you're making a huge circle. What you're doing is you are switching from forward to reverse, just like you are in this kind of circle, although you're not moving your whole body around. You're just swinging your shoulders as far as they'll go to make that reverse to forward motion happen. Okay, so there's that one. Those are pretty advanced moves, so don't give up. Just keep trying. I'm sure you'll get it after a while. So that's it for lesson 5. Now we're going to go on to lesson 6. Okay, so in lesson 6 we're going to learn first what we call the twist. Starting with the double figure 8, you're going to throw that one hand behind the shoulder. It's kind of like the dragonfly, but in this case you're throwing the hand behind the shoulder and just twisting your body, twisting your shoulders. Okay, try it with the other hand. Just one rotation behind the back, just like dragonfly. And then try to keep switching back and forth. Okay, and then you can actually do this in a circle. Here's how that looks. Okay, that's going to be a tricky one. You might want to go slow motion on the video to see how it's working, because there's no way I could ever figure out how to explain this to anybody. Okay. Now what are we going into next? Oh, okay, we're going on to behind the back. Here's how this looks. Okay, so you might want to just try with one hand in this case, which is helpful. Just pick your dominant hand, and you're going to reach all the way behind your back and turn your whole body to make it happen. So it's actually the same rotation on this side as it is, on this side. Same rotation, it's just that hand is reaching all the way behind the back. So try that on both sides, and then throw in the double figure 8. Throw it in and then back. Throw it in and then back. And then just try the other side. Okay, so if you've got that, you can actually also do this in a circle. And I'll show you how that's done. There it is. Now, one last thing about the behind the back one, this is also pretty cool in reverse. So go from double figure 8, throw it behind. This one is a little trickier. As you can see, I don't twist my body quite as much. My shoulders stay more square on this one. And then just try that on both sides. Now this is pretty much the end of our lesson, but I just want to give one last bit of advice before we quit here. And that is, maybe you can go back to the demo and just see how all these things are really meant to just flow together. So once you can actually do all these tricks, just try to work on just flowing things together so it's just one continual rhythm, one trick flowing into the next. Just combine as many things as you possibly can, making smooth transitions between all of them. And make up your own tricks and let us know about them, because we want to know. We need new tricks. So have fun with it, and we hope you've gotten a lot out of the video. Thanks a lot.